Imagine being underestimated your whole life, called too skinny, too soft, too fragile to ever succeed in the brutal world of boxing. Now picture proving everyone wrong, not just with your fists, but with your words, your charisma, and your unshakable determination. This is the story of Paulie Malignaggi, the kid from Brooklyn who went from being doubted by almost everyone to becoming a two-time world boxing champion. His journey is as much about resilience and reinvention as it is about fast punches and legendary trash talk. Get ready to witness the rise of a man who refused to let the odds define his destiny. Paulie the Magic Man. Malignaggi isn't your typical boxing hero. Born in Brooklyn to Sicilian immigrants, he wasn't blessed with knockout power or the brute strength most champions are known for. His sharp tongue, flamboyant style, and willingness to fight anyone anywhere turned him into a household name. Today, we'll take you through his fascinating rise, from the tough streets of Brooklyn to the bright lights of World Championship boxing. A Brooklyn beginning. The early years. Paulie Malignaggi was born on November 23, 1980, in Brooklyn, New York, to Italian immigrant parents. Growing up in a tough neighborhood, Paulie's early life was far from glamorous. He often found himself in trouble, expelled from multiple schools, and searching for a sense of direction. At around 16, he walked into a boxing gym, not out of ambition, but simply to channel his restless energy. What started as a way to stay off the streets quickly turned into a passion that would define his future. Despite his wiry frame, standing 5'8" and rarely tipping over 140 pounds, Paulie showed speed and footwork that caught his coach's attention. Brooklyn's rough streets may have shaped his grit, but the boxing gym gave him a purpose and an escape from a potentially troubled path. Finding his fighting style. Unlike many young fighters who rely on raw strength, Paulie realized early on that power punches weren't his strong suit. Instead, he honed his defense, speed, and counterpunching. His coaches encouraged his slick style, fighting with finesse rather than brute force. Malignaggi's footwork was compared to dancers in the ring, allowing him to hit and move before opponents could retaliate. This style earned him the nickname the Magic Man, as his punches seemed to appear and disappear like illusions. His dedication paid off as he amassed an impressive amateur record of 40 wins and 9 losses, preparing him for the professional stage. Turning pro, a promising start. In 2001, Paulie made his professional debut at the age of 20. His debut was electrifying. He won with his trademark quick combinations and slick movements. Within just a few years, Paulie had built an undefeated streak, boasting a record of 21-0 by 2006. His early fights made it clear that although he lacked knockout power, finishing with only 7 KOs in his entire career, his technique and heart could take him far. His growing reputation as a flashy, talkative fighter made him a rising star in the boxing world. By staying true to his elusive style and dazzling footwork, Paulie became a serious contender and a fresh face in a sport that thrives on personalities. The first major test. Paulie's first big break came in June 2006, when he challenged the hard-hitting Puerto Rican champion Miguel Cotto for the WBO light welterweight title. Many critics believed Malignaggi wouldn't last more than a few rounds against Cotto's power. Yet, Paulie shocked the boxing world by going the full 12 rounds, despite suffering a broken orbital bone early in the fight. Although he lost by unanimous decision, his toughness and refusal to quit earned him respect and proved he belonged among the elite. Fans and analysts praised his heart, and that night, he went from being just another prospect to a legitimate contender. World champion. In June 2007, just a year after the Cotto fight, Paulie got another title shot, this time against Lovemorn Doe for the IBF light welterweight championship. Paulie entered the fight as the underdog yet again, but his lightning-fast jab and superior footwork dominated the match. He won convincingly by unanimous decision, securing his first world title. The victory was especially sweet for a fighter often criticized for his lack of knockout power. Paulie had officially proven that skill and strategy could triumph over brute force. This victory not only solidified his status as a world-class fighter, but also became a symbol of perseverance for underdogs everywhere. The trash-talking entertainer. What set Paulie apart from other fighters wasn't just his skill in the ring, but his charisma and sharp tongue. Malignaggi was known for his entertaining trash talk, often outshining his opponents during press conferences. His wit and humor made him a fan favorite, and sometimes a villain, who could sell fights like few others. Whether it was mocking opponents' styles or boldly predicting his own victories, Paulie's verbal sparring was just as sharp as his punches. His memorable exchanges with fighters like Adrian Broner and Ricky Hatton often generated as much buzz as the fights themselves. A career of ups and downs. Despite his success, Paulie's career wasn't without setbacks. After losing his IBF title to Ricky Hatton in 2008, many thought his best days were behind him. Injuries plagued him, including chronic hand problems that affected his punching ability. Yet Paulie never let adversity define him. He moved up in weight classes and continued to fight top contenders. His resilience showed the world that while he might not be the strongest fighter, he was certainly one of the toughest. Comeback glory, WBA welterweight champion. By 2012, many assumed Paulie's career was nearing its end. But in a stunning comeback, he traveled to Ukraine to face the undefeated Vyacheslav Senchenko for the WBA welterweight title. Against all odds, Malignaggi won by 9th round TKO, becoming a two-division world champion. This victory was one of the proudest moments of his career, proving that determination and strategy could still lead him to the top. The win also highlighted his adaptability as a fighter, successfully competing in a higher weight class. The battle with Adrian Broner and later fights. One of the most talked-about fights of Paulie's career came in 2013 against the brash young star Adrian Broner. The lead-up to the fight was full of heated trash talk, making it one of the most entertaining boxing rivalries of the decade. Although Paulie lost a close split decision, the fight solidified his reputation as a skilled veteran who could still challenge younger champions. His later fights against big names like Sean Porter and Danny Garcia showed his willingness to face anyone, anytime, regardless of the odds. Life beyond the ring. A natural commentator. Paulie retired from professional boxing in 2017 with a record of 36 wins, 7 KOs, and 8 losses. But his influence on the sport didn't end there. His quick wit, deep knowledge of boxing strategy, and charismatic personality made him one of the most respected commentators in the sport. Fans loved his candid insights, often laced with humor and honesty. Paulie's second career as a broadcaster cemented his legacy as not just a fighter, but also a voice for the sport he loved. Legacy of the Magic Man. Paulie Malignaggi's story is one of perseverance, style, and heart. He showed that you don't need devastating knockout power to be a champion. You need determination, skill, and the courage to keep fighting even when the odds are stacked against you. His 2 world titles, memorable rivalries, and larger-than-life personality have made him an enduring figure in boxing history. And that's the incredible journey of Paulie the Magic Man Malignaggi, an underdog who turned trash talk into world titles and left an unforgettable mark on boxing history. If you enjoyed this deep dive into his inspiring story, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you never miss more amazing sports stories like this. Who do you want us to cover next? Let us know in the comments below.